Hello and welcome to another AIC video. Today I'm doing just a quick video. I wanted to do what I typically do when I get a new laptop in for review and show you the hardware. So what I have here is an Asus L210M. Asus, there we go. Search of Incredible. So I'll go obviously into a more in-depth video in the laptop. We'll do a full review. I just want to show you the reason why I bought this is because it had a couple of interesting features. It has backlighting on the keyboard, and the touchpad has a built-in numpad, and I have not powered this on yet because, as I always do with these machines, the first thing I do is open them up. So Asus has had an excellent track record, in my opinion, let me get rid of the box, of having a great competing laptop with Lenovo's IdeaPad 1 series, or 100 series, whatever it's been. They're both 11.6 inch screens, 1360 6x768, very low end, 6 watt CPUs, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of RAM currently, so very similar specs. This one has the Intel N4020 Celeron, which I have reviewed before. This one has the AMD 3020E, and they're both dual core, dual thread CPUs. In previous videos, obviously, the AMD was faster than the Celeron, so I didn't buy this to review the CPU per se. I really wanted to see those features and just see how Asus has packaged it, because the Lenovo, when I had 3 of exactly the same machine, one with the Intel, one with the AMD, and one with the newer AMD, the AMDs outclassed the Intel by a fair amount. But Asus tends to seem to put a little bit higher end parts in there and squeeze a little bit better performance out of that CPU. So they've had a compelling product, even with a slightly slower CPU. But like I said, every time I get one of these, I open it up, because while I don't expect much, I always have high hopes, and Asus has surprised me in the past with what they've included behind the shell, and they've done it again. So on this Lenovo, I actually paid somebody to solder an M.2 slot on there, because it had the pads and it works. I demonstrated that in a previous video. Asus knows what men want, and what men want is disgusting. It's gross. It's expansion ports. Look at that. They have an M.2 slot already soldered on, so we can expand the storage on this by just slotting in an M.2 drive, and I'm pretty sure it's NVMe compatible. I have both a SATA 3 as well as an NVMe that we're going to try on here. Obviously I'm going to test it as is first out of the box. One thing is also nice is this has a USB Type-C. We'll see if that is power delivery, what that includes. But yeah, we'll do a full breakdown, full review of this system in coming videos. If you have any questions, if there's anything specific you want to see. So first and foremost, we're going to use it as is. So it's only going to have the 64 gigs of storage, which limit it on what you can do with it. It just does. I can only install so many files. Things like Fortnite simply won't fit on here because there isn't enough storage for it to install. So don't ask me to install Fortnite. It won't fit. I promise. But we're definitely going to try it out once we have the larger storage installed, because we want to see the difference. We want to see if it's worth it to install that larger storage capacity. One thing to know when taking this off, there are quite a few screws. There's 4 along the front, 3 kind of along the middle, and 3 along the back. So these 5 here are one size, this is a second size, and these 4 are a third size of screw. So you want to be very careful when taking this apart that you definitely manage where your screws are on here. And obviously on here, here's the heat spreader, here's the CPU. There's no way to upgrade RAM. So this has 4 gigs of RAM. It's definitely going to be soldered to the system board. I bet it's on the back of the board, and you can see just how there's no room between the board and that base plate there. So there is no upgrading the RAM. It is only storage that can be upgraded on here. So we won't be able to do that, unfortunately. So But yeah, definitely trying this out. If you have anything you want to see on here specifically, let me know. I'll do my best to accommodate those. One thing I'm looking forward to for sure is just the overall experience with it. So one thing that in the past Asus has done is had a better multimedia experience, better speaker quality, maybe a little bit better screen, things like that, so that it was actually a little bit nicer machine to use than the Lenovo for that, but then have had a worse quality for the keyboard and the trackpad. So kind of seeing where those stack up this time around, and so yeah, looking forward to that. So there will be a lot of comparison. That's really what it is, because you know, these are definitely very low-end budget systems. I only paid about $210 for this. I think right now it's going for $230 on Amazon. So I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in buying this. But you know, very low-end system, but it's a brand new system for $230. Like, I can't even explain how amazing it is that you can buy a brand new computer for only a little over $200. Now, you can get a better system going used, but that's not always an option. Not everybody's willing to buy a used computer. You're taking a big risk with buying a used computer, and sometimes you just don't want what is available with a used computer. And so something like this is a great option for a kid, for school, for a laptop if you need to travel, or if you have a work laptop but you want to carry a personal one as well, and so you need something small, light, so that way you're not having to use your work laptop to do personal things like checking your email, logging into your bank account, things like that that you just don't want to use on your work. Or if you have a main computer and you need a second computer for the times where you can't use it, like if you're having to share a computer. I know a lot of people are dealing with that right now. If you want something with a long battery life that you can sit on the sofa and check your email, things like that. And a lot of people don't like tablets. I'm not a tablet person. Every time I've tried to use a tablet, and I know I'm probably weird about this, but I can't use them. I hate touchscreens. I really dislike touchscreens. So if I could get a cell phone with a physical keyboard, I'd get it tomorrow if it was any decent. So anyways, again, if you have any questions or suggestions for a future video with this laptop, definitely leave that in the video description down below. I'll do my best to respond to those appropriately. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day.